don't make assumptions or predictions that you think, oh, that's definitely going to happen, because like sometimes it's like, what actually happens if it turns out better than what you imagined?
Hello, beautiful. Now, our guest today was born with amniotic band syndrome. What I love is that she's all about breaking barriers and empowering people to embrace who they are. Discovering her love for Taekwondo at just 8 years old, a two-time British Para-taekwondo champion who went through a phase of having low self-esteem has learned to master self-love while embracing her differences. Ladies and gents, let's give a huge welcome to the Rebecca Davi Show, Amy Truesdale. Amy, how are you doing today?
It's been good. It's been a long day, lots of training, but yeah, we got through it. So yeah, nice couple of days off now just to recover and get ready for Monday, I suppose.
Awesome, because I guess you must be so busy.
It's just pretty much training every day and then just, you know, trying to find the time for myself and a bit of a social life, which is a bit of a struggle, but yeah, just all on the go, really.
I guess it's amazing because you love what you do, and I could see that in your posts. Like, you constantly train. I think that is just so amazing how dedicated you are to the sport.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like been my childhood dream, so it's like been ongoing for like so many years. So it's good that I can like do it as a profession now instead of like it being a hobby.
Yeah, amazing. I guess that's such a blessing in itself.
Yeah, I suppose it is. It is like my dream job. It's just, don't get me wrong, you do moan a bit because you know you're tired and it is quite pressurized. But yeah, I do love it.
Oh.
It's like full commitment and your best effort. Otherwise, you know, you're probably not going to get the results that you want.
All or nothing. It's like you either put everything into what you're doing and know that, okay, you've done your best, or just don't do it at all. What's the point of doing things half-heartedly?
It's true.
What was it like for you going into Taekwondo at just 8 years old? When did you realize that you had a love for the sport?
Well, my parents told me I was going to go to a Taekwondo class, and as a kid I would have watched like the Bruce Lee movies, so I was like super excited. I was practicing doing like flying side kicks on my mattress before I'd left the class. I thought, oh, this is going to be great fun. So yeah, I went along to my first Taekwondo class and I did just fall in love with it straight away. So I was quite active as a child anyway. So my parents took me to like ballet dancing, tap dancing, swimming from the age of 3. So that they just thought, oh, why not give them another hobby? So it was myself and my sister that did it together. And then they were just like, we feel like you need a valuable life skill. The world's not a particularly safe place, as sad as it is to say. So that's why they decided Taekwondo.
That is incredible. Your journey from being 8 years old to becoming an elite athlete, what was the transition like?
It's just been such a long journey. So in like 2 weeks' time, it'll be my 25th wedding anniversary, Taekwondo anniversary. So yeah, it's such a long journey. So to cut it short, when I first started Taekwondo, I did a non-Olympic style Taekwondo.
Yeah.
So it's you know, same sort of moves, but it's just not an Olympic sport. It goes to like international level, but it never goes to the Olympics. So I did that for just over 20 years, but I was an able-bodied athlete. So when I first went to my first Taekwondo class, everybody there had 2 arms, all the limbs, and I was the only sort of individual with a disability. So for me, I was like, oh, well, I just do the same as everybody else. And then, yeah, I just, you know, I achieved just so much within that organisation. I've become like best female black belt, international fighter of the year, world champion, and that was all like able-bodied. So then from that point, I just thought, there's like no more opportunities for me here. So then I transferred over to the Olympic style, again able-bodied, which I got to like British national champion. And then fast forward again to 2009, I was then presented the opportunity to be a para-athlete. And that was something that I wasn't really familiar with because I've been doing Taekwondo for so many years and I'd never met anyone with the same impairment as myself. So at first I was a bit like dubious whether to enter the competition because it was worded like the special games and I didn't particularly like the terminology because I didn't really want that label. But then on reflection, I thought, you know what, this is a massive opportunity for me to see other ladies and other males who've got the same impairment myself that are doing amazing things and doing Taekwondo. And I wanted to see what level they were at. So yeah, I entered my first para competition in 2009. And then that's the avenue I decided to to stay down, which has then took me to becoming a full-time athlete due to my like consistent medal success.
Incredible. Two times world champion, Amy. Pioneer of Taekwondo. It's amazing.
No, thank you very much.
Absolutely incredible. It's so empowering to see.
I suppose like I've just got so used to it now because it is like my full-time job, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I suppose everyone's got different skills they're good at. There's people that have to do, I don't know, like office work, and then that's like mentally very demanding. You've got to be very organised. So I suppose it's just whatever skills you've got. I've just decided to put mine into Taekwondo, but I suppose everyone puts them into different avenues.
That is so true. So what gives you the fuel to keep on going? Because obviously with sport, it is competitive, but then you do get your setbacks. You know, what keeps you striving for greatness?
I think it's the bigger picture. I think being like a Paralympic athlete, it's what it represents. And I know that I'm inspiring young people. Like I've spoke to parents, their children might have the same impairment as myself, and they're like, oh, they've just gone back to Taekwondo, or they've just got the black belt. They did that because they've seen a video of you. And you think, yeah, that is the reason why I do it, like 100%. And it's just lovely, some of the messages you get. And I know people, like when I was 8 years of age, there was a guy that I used to train with, and he's now like in his late 60s, and he messaged me after the games to say, I'm starting Taekwondo. I've not done it for 20 years. I'm going back because of you. And you just think, that is why I do it, because you're inspiring people to move, stay active, and just do something that they love. So yeah, that's the bigger picture. And that's my motivation every day I go training.
That's enough to keep you going. A 60-year-old gent, imagine that. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think he's older than that now, you know, because yeah, he must be a lot older than that. But yeah, I think that's what it's all about, because, you know, I can do Taekwondo for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but it's going to be a point when I retire, and you need those youngsters to come through and like take your place, because yeah, you're not going to be on the program and fighting forever. So yeah, we need to encourage, you know, the next generation into Taekwondo or into sport.
Do you know what I love about you, Amy? It's your confidence. You've got so much confidence within yourself. Have you always had those traits?
Oh, I don't think a lot of people would agree with you, to be honest, because
really?
I can hard on myself. I think I probably come across as this because I am just so passionate about it, and I just know. But yeah, I can be very hard on myself. So that is something that I am working on and just trying to keep going forwards with. But I suppose it's a bit different in Taekwondo. I can be confident sometimes because it's all I know and it's everything. Like all I've ever done is Taekwondo, and I've invested like my whole life and everything into it.
I want to touch up in terms of diversity and the fact that like representation obviously is so important. We have Olympic Games in Beijing happening right now, but how important is diversity to you? Because we need to see more diverse people, especially when it comes to like Team GB.
100%, it's vital. It's just literally vital, because you know, we're all inspiring the next generation within our own way. And if you don't have diverse groups of people, you're not understanding others, you're not understanding other people's cultures, beliefs. And it's just so special when you're in a diverse environment, because people can just provide you so much knowledge and ideas and just different ways of doing things. And it's like sharing that knowledge between you. It's amazing. Instead of, you know, we've all got the same views, we've all got the same beliefs, you know, you're quite boring and like robotic and just not particularly interesting. But a diverse group of people, it's more brains, it's more energy, just a different vibe. And it's paramount that we do promote diversity and equality, just not even in sport, just in life in general.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole world is diverse, you know, but I love what you said in terms of ideas. With diversity, it gives room for innovation.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, somebody from like a different background might have a different sort of way of doing things or a different sort of like ideology. And like, you might think, oh, I never even thought of that. That could work really well. So yeah, I think just, you know, just different experiences, you'll have different beliefs, and sharing that can, you know, only promote things and make things better.
I guess being an elite athlete, it must be very, very demanding. How do you create that work-life balance? Do you get to?
Yeah, it's just managing, you know, time. So like, for instance, on a Wednesday, I'll make sure that I have like a self-care plan, whether it'll be, I'll get my nails done, or I go for a coffee, just something outside of taekwondo. That's for me. So that's sort of my little ritual that I would try and do like each week.
And that's like the foundation of everything, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it really is, because if you don't feel good, look good, you're not going to perform or act your best. So I think just having that little time, even like just grabbing a cup of coffee and just taking yourself away just for an hour, I think it does you the world of good, really.
A lot of people currently having to overcome life's adversities.
If you know me personally, you know that I have a love for reading books on people who've managed to successfully overcome life's adversities. And what's amazing to see is that with the increase of people vocalizing their experience with adversity, the stigma is finally being removed. Comparing the academic classroom with the athletic field whilst emphasizing the need of supporting the disabled demographic, author Mark O'Brien presents his own experience of facing adversity by putting together a strong portfolio of deeply felt fictional works. Published by Austin McCauley UK, the Final Fence Sophomores in the Saddle will question and educate you in a way you most feel comfortable using interpretive fiction whilst enabling you to understand life's adversity. And you could grab your copy of the Final Fence Sophomores in the Saddle at austinmccauleyuk.com and at Amazon and Waterstones. The Final Fence is not about winning, it's all about living. And let's head back into this week's episode.
A lot of people currently having to overcome life's adversities. Obviously, it's inevitable. It's part of life. What key piece of advice would you give the viewers or the listeners in terms of overcoming adversity?
Oh, that's a good one. I would just say, try and just be positive. Sometimes don't because I'm quite bad for doing this, don't make assumptions or predictions that you think, oh, that's definitely going to happen. So maybe have a different outlook on things, because sometimes I know in my own experience, it's what actually happens if it turns out better than what you imagined. And that has happened to me. So you might think, oh, this is a catastrophe, this is the worst thing to happen in my life. But gradually things will fall into place and you look back on it and think that wasn't actually that bad. Because I went through a little bit of a stressful time after the games, and I thought, oh, my life's over. But then you overcome it and you think, oh, why was I getting so stressed? I think it's quite bad comparing yourself to other people. It can be quite negative, but in that situation, if you do look at other people and some of the struggles that others really have to go through, and then look at your own life, and then just even a daily gratitude, say, well, do you know what? I'm actually really grateful for this in my life. You'll actually realise, I can overcome this, and you probably are a lot more fortunate than what you think. Don't be hard on yourself, and just try and enjoy it, and just try and take a positive or a daily gratitude out of each day.
Awesome. I love that. Stay positive and take a daily gratitude out of each day. That is amazing. Best to just take things easy, know that things are as they're meant to be.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. But it's just try not to predict the future, and just try not to, I don't know, create stories in your head, because I'm amazing at doing it. And you think, oh, what?
Oh, likewise.
It's just oh God, it's because none of it's factual. It's all your thoughts and imagination. It's until you've got facts, just go on facts and logic before you start escalating things further.
I guess it comes with having a high level of self-awareness, but stopping yourself and then just trying to place yourself into a positive state. Think of something positive, or think of something that happened, or someone that made you laugh, or something to be grateful for, which shifts your energy.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think that is definitely something that you should do. Yeah, they're perfect sort of solutions. But even little things if your mind's sort of wandering, even just taking a deep breath, or just changing your whole body position. So if you're just like this, even just, just standing a bit tall and just breathing for a second, that can change your whole view and just your confidence and everything.
How do you get yourself super duper confident before a game?
Breathing techniques is definitely the first thing. Even just breathing in for 7 seconds, breathing out, just to get me, just so my heart rate's at a good pace and I'm not sort of going in anxious. That'd be the first thing I do. And then it will be verbally going over my plan. What is my plan? How am I going to start my match? Just to say it out loud, this is what I'm going to execute. And that is literally it. That's all I will do. Maybe a week or so before, it could be like a video montage to show all the positive things that I've done, like times where I've done a really good week, you know, just sort of like that visualization piece. So that would be pretty much it.
I love the montage. Again, it comes to putting yourself in a positive state of mind and knowing that, okay, you know what, I've achieved all of this throughout the years, then I could definitely win this game. There's nothing that I can't do.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's times where it's like, I'm like, oh, I'm rubbish. I can't do this. I can't do that kick. And it's like going over previous sessions or videos. It's like, no, there's the proof that you have done it. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm not rubbish. And then it's like, you've got that tangible evidence then.
What have you got planned for like the rest of 2022?
Oh, so we are in February now. I have a competition in about 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to Albania, which is a G2 championships. And then my next big event is May in Manchester. We're actually hosting the European Championships, which is super exciting because it's not very often that we have in like a home sort of competition. So there's my next 2 things for this year. And the purpose of those competitions is to get more ranking points and hopefully qualify for the Paralympic Games, which will be in 2024.
Amazing. You're going to absolutely smash it, Amy.
I hope so.
I can already imagine you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Amy, how can the viewers and the listeners, how can they connect with you? How can they follow your journey? Where can they find you?
Platform is probably my Instagram page, which is at Truesdale Amy. So I do lots of content on there, mainly taekwondo, lots of training videos, little Monday motivations. But yeah, my Instagram page is the best platform to follow me on.
Awesome. Well, Amy, you've been absolutely incredible. As I said, I love your confidence. I love your energy. I love the fact that you are unstoppable and you're so into your craft. You're so into perfecting your craft. And once you're doing that, there's nothing that you cannot do. Once you're willing to put your all into something, you're only going to be the greatest at it. Kudos to you for that. You're such an inspiration when it comes to that and just putting your all into things. And I think you're absolutely amazing. And I wish you all the best with the games in Manchester. I know you're going to absolutely smash it, Amy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
As Amy said, don't be hard on yourself. Enjoy it and try and take a daily gratitude out of each day. Remember, you could grab your copy of The Final Fence Sophomores in the Saddle at Austin Recording UK, Amazon and Waterstones. Remember, continue being awesome. Keep smiling, keep shining, and most importantly, have a beautiful day. Hello, isn't me looking for?